This video is made for entertainment purposes. Please do not take this personally. Hey guys, hi. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm not gonna review any books, neither I'm gonna recommend any today. Let's make this a fun video discussing some of the one-star reviews I came across regarding my favorite 5-star reads. And the thing is, this video is not meant for any hate to anyone. You all can have absolutely your own opinions. We all have different opinions, right? So this book is just made for fun, entertainment purposes, nothing else. So let's have a good laugh or cry. So starting with the first book, I have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This book follows Archer and Bree. Bree, after meeting with a tragic incident, moves to Pillion, a small town, just to forget everything she has experienced. And that's where she meets Archer, who is the local mute. He can't communicate with anyone after meeting with an accident few years back. So that's what the story is about, how Bree helps Archer to socialize and come out to the world. So let's get into the book. So let's get in the reviews. 1-star reviews people have regarding this book of mine, which is 5-star reads. So starting with the first review, it's who is rating this book 5 stars? Wait, what? I feel like with the average rating this book has on Goodreads, half of the readers who have read this have rated this 5 stars. Like, yes, many of us have rated, and like my friends whom I have recommended this book, or the friends who have already read this book, it's like half of them gave it a 5 or a 4.5 stars. So who is rating? I guess this guy or girl, whoever it is, has just posted $1 million question. So next review is, what was this? Okay, this was a storybook telling a love story about two, people who have broken souls. It's all about, like, it's all the book is about, with many deeper meanings, I guess. So what was this? This was a book. Whoever this is, my fellow mate, this was a book. As you can see, this was a book. Yes, that's all. Moving to the next one. Okay, so this tells it is so bad that I want you to give a 0. I guess if you wanted to give this book a 0, I feel like, okay, let's not get into that. That will be a controversial topic. But that's no possible. I'm sorry, I guess this is a typo. That's not possible. So I give you 1.5 star. Okay. So if you couldn't give this book a 0 star, you could have given this a half star, a 1 star, but why 1.5? So I feel you like this book a bit, like not really like all of us, but you really like a bit of this book because you rated this one 1.5 stars. So yes, moving to the last 1-star review which I have chosen for this book. I hate you book. I love you book. You broke my heart into a million of pieces and it would never be stitched back up again thanks to you. Okay, but wasn't that the intention of this book? Like, okay, this was an emotional book. We had to go emotional throughout this, and I guess Mia Sheridan, through her writing, wanted us to get emotional. So yes, girl, if this book, if this book broke your heart into a million pieces, this book served its purpose. Because I'm not gonna lie, I cried while reading this book, and it would never be stitched back up again. A book leaves its marks. So I guess it served this purpose. Thanks to you. Thanks to you, book. Thanks to you. The next book which I have is a book which I have read like years ago, because this was, I guess, the first book which I ever read, and I fell in love with reading, and it's Fault in Our Stars by John Crane. I know many of us love this book. This book follows Hazel and Augustus. Both are cancer patients, and they meet because of the diagnosis. They meet at cancer kid support group. So yes, that's where the story starts, and that's where Hazel meets Hope, and that's where Augustus just meets someone for whom he can survive a little more. So yes, I actually love this book. I cried through like the books which I have chosen. I have chosen a total of four, and two of them have cried through them. So this is again a book through which I have cried. So let's see what people have to say about this one. Sorry. Okay, the first one is sorry, but no. I felt whoever this is left the review incomplete because it's followed by small dots and sorry but no. Okay, sorry but I don't know what she meant, what he or she meant by this review, but sorry but no is a bit, I couldn't understand. So let's move to the next one. It's don't hate me. Okay, look, nobody hates you because you rated this book a 1 star, because everybody respects your opinion. So yes, nobody hates you, girl. Nobody hates you. The next one is, honestly, was I fucking drunk when I wrote my last review of this? Okay, this one is interesting because don't take this personally, but I have a serious doubt that whether you were drunk when you wrote the previous review or whether you are drunk when you are writing this review. So yes, that's my absolute question, because I never knew what you wrote before, so I don't know. So like rather I can't judge like whether you were drunk at that time or you are drunk right now. So yes. Then the next one is the most overrated, superfluous piece of writing I have ever had the misfortune of reading. Let me Google the word superfluous, because I think my dictionary has a different meaning of superfluous. No, it doesn't. I guess I hate some words related to writing with a prefix over, because I don't know, but overhyped, overrated. These are some of the words I feel is not something I connect to, because the books I read are never overhyped. Let me tell you that one. But moving on to this review, the most overrated superfluous piece of writing I have ever had the misfortune of reading. Let me tell you, you never had the misfortune of reading, because this book is fortunate enough because you have picked it up. And honestly, the most overrated, I would disagree, because this one is not overrated. I felt this was one of the books, and the first of the books which I felt was worth the hype. Superfluous piece of writing, just like I told a few minutes before, I guess the person who is writing this, his meaning of superfluous and my meaning of superfluous doesn't match. So yes, that's all for the book Fault in Our Stars. So the next book which I have is The Hating Game by Sally Throne. This book follows Lucy and Joshua. This is a like, perfect description of an enemies to lover books. Both are like enemies in a business place, so this is again a workplace romance. They are like co-CEOs fighting for each other, like fighting each other the whole day, as well as their CEOs, like the boss. They are also against each other, so ultimately they are like neither of them wants to back down, but they are in a constant back and forth, and that's all the story is about. I liked how like they wanted to give in but they didn't, and that's where the power of this book actually is. So okay, the first review I have is, this is the worst book I have read in my entire life. Wait, what? Okay, just tell me, how can you hate this book just by looking at their expressions? Because their expression speaks words. Let me tell you, their expressions, the cover was so perfectly designed. This cover speaks words, thousands of words. So I don't know. This is the worst book I have ever read in my entire life. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they haven't. The person who wrote this review haven't read any other books, like which are really more bad than this one, like really worse than this one. Okay, the next one, DNF. I had to stop this reading. It didn't captivated me at all. I will probably pick it up another time. I like the positivity of this review because this reviewer definitely wants to pick this up another time because he or she thinks this work has some definite potential. And I feel like if you didn't have if you didn't finish this book at the first go, there may be many other reasons rather than disliking it. So for me the same happens. Like if I decide to DNF a book, I always think that okay, I will give it another chance someday in the near future, but not right now. So yes, I like the positive feeling this review has got. The next is this book failed in the only way it could have been a failure. I don't know. What is a failure? Okay, let's read. Which was to entertain. Okay, this book was entertaining. Let me tell you, then again, like the last book, I have to say, this entertain, I don't agree with the meaning of the word entertain written here because this book was really entertaining. This is a perfect, I won't say to perfect rom-com, but this book had comedic parts in it, and that's what like made the book more interesting among their rivalry. So yes, what I love this review because it's short and it's just asks a simple question, what, and it does not clarify further like what he or she is asking, what was the book, what was the trope, what were the characters, I don't know what, but she asks what. So let's keep the question at what. So with that, we come to our final book for the day, and it's The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Okay, this book, I fell in love with this book with the cover because it's so creamy. And you know what? This series is known as the Dreamland Millennium series. So yes, this book follows Rowan and Zara. Like Rowan and his brothers are left a will by his grandfather to inherit the company, given some clauses. And Rohan's clause was to be the manager of the whole company, and that's how he meets his assistant Zara, and the meeting was a little bit of mistake, you can call it, but yeah, that's what it was. But that mistake led to the writing of one of my favorite books, so obviously I love that mistake. So moving on to the reviews, I have the first review which I have is, this would have been better if every single character was dead. Okay, let me explain it. If every single character was dead, I would definitely want Lauren writing about the ghost of the dead characters, because I feel Rowan and Zara were never satisfied if they would have been dead without having their own story. So yes, I would love Lauren to write about their ghosts, like love story of the ghosts of Rowan and Zara. So yes, moving on to the next review which I have is, how do I go back in time? Okay, let me be honest, I watch a lot of cartoons, so I would tell you to call up Doraemon and ask for his time machine to take you back to time. So I can stop myself from attempting to read this garbage. What do you call this a garbage? Because it's definitely not. This book is definitely not a garbage. No, I can't accept this. This book is not in garbage. Then I would ask Doraemon. I would call Doraemon and ask him up that no, you never have to give this guy your time machine, guy or girl your time machine, because they want to stop themselves from reading this garbage, and first and foremost they call this a garbage because this one is not. Okay, next one is eat the rich and all, but I'm pretty sure if I ate this rich man I would projectile vomit and then die of food poisoning. Girl, I feel you had something really bad last night because you are talking about food poisoning and this book in the same sentence, because this book was sweet poison for me, and I would happily have one as sweet poison. So like eat the rich and all, I would projectile vomit reading about one, never. So yes, the next one is, please be warned if you are considering picking up this book. What, does this book have some viruses I never knew of? If you are lactose sensitive, stay away from this stinky chunk of cheese. Let me tell you, I love cheese. I actually love cheese. Whenever I can find a chance, I actually put cheese in every dish I want. So if you're lactose sensitive, okay, this girl or guy actually wants you away from this book. If you are lactose sensitive, if you are not, go and read this book, because this book is fantastic. And let me tell you, if you are lactose sensitive, you can try taking a chance for this book, because this book is not cheesy. Like, if I can go into the depth of this review, I would say, like, he or she wants to tell this is a cheesy romance, but this is definitely not cheesy. Because for me, cheesy are like very straightforward romance books, but this one is not very straightforward. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of this video, and that's all the 1-star reviews I had in stores for this books. So if you all really want me to make another part of this video, I'm totally up for it. But tell me in the comments if you want another part of this video. So that's all. If you haven't read this book, or you are having like mixed opinions about this book, I would say give these books a chance, because I really felt these books were interesting. Not only I, many of us felt these books were interesting. So if you are at a, like, what I say, if you are really having mixed opinions, or mixed, like, you are confused, I would personally prefer you give them a chance, because you never know, you might just hit a lucky jackpot. So yes, that's all for today. Bye bye. See you in the next video.